You're listening to Soulful High Performance with Dr. Rosie Mead. This is the place to be if you want to discover how to level up and achieve lasting success on your terms without the stress. I'm determined to share with you the tools, habits and mindset that you need to take your life to the next level so that you too can become a soulful high performer. Hi everyone, it's Dr. Rosie Mead, high performance coach and the mentor for your mind. Welcome to today's show. So you might be able to tell from my voice, I am excited at the moment. I mean, the sun is shining. I've got my client, Andy Stone, is just about to finish his world record attempt where he's been doing 70.3 mile triathlons. And we are on day 68 today. And so in a couple of days, I'm going to be seeing him at the finish line. Everything is just amplifying this week. And I'm a firm believer that when we feel this energy, when we're stepping up into that next level of high vibe, of that energy and positivity, you've got to share it. So this episode might be really irritating to you, or you might love it. I feel like it's going to be one of those Marmite episodes. But often when I'm feeling this kind of energized, and it's not all the time, because let's be realistic, we can't sustain this high energy all the time. And often I do have clients coming to me who want to sustain kind of high vibes consistently. And actually, in reality, we need moments where we just come down, where things are at a steady state, and then we build back up again. So I'm a real firm believer that when we're in this high energy, high vibe, you have to share it with other people. And so I often share it with my own clients, with friends. I'm in a mastermind group. I share it with them and vice versa. They share their energy back. So today I am sharing my energy and excitement with you. And I wanted to delve a bit deeper into kind of how to manifest that excitement, how to kind of capture it and hold on to it for as long as we can. So a big one for me, yes, the sun is shining. And I did an episode last time about actually what we can learn from how we behave when the sun is shining and how we can actually kind of try to take lessons from that so that it's not only when the sun's shining that we get excited. But anyway, the sun is shining, I'm feeling good. And I had a dream at the weekend. Now, I often take my dreams as a sign or a nudge to take action on something. So my dream, which I'm going to share with you, was all around, I'd signed up a new client. So my new client was an NFL player. And he'd asked me to fly out to New York. So I'm in England. He asked me to fly out to New York and spend time with him. So I went and lived with him for, I think it was about 5 days. And the kind of premise of the dream was that I then flew out, spent time at his amazing house and supported him on his high performance lifestyle and his mindset, which, as you know, if you've been listening to this podcast, if you've followed me for a while, you'll know that for me, that's absolutely critical to our long-lasting success. We have to align high performance mindset and high performance lifestyle. You need the two. So that was my dream, was that I flew out to New York and I supported this new client in a kind of an intensive session. Now, to begin with, that was a dream. But then over the last few days, it's only been about 5 days, I was thinking, hang on a second. I think that this is my subconscious telling me something. So I've sat with this for the last few days. I've journaled on it, visioning on what this kind of work would look like. That I think sometimes we restrict ourselves. And so mine has definitely been location-wise. And it's like, I can be an international coach. I mean, my not-for-profit supports people over the world. It's online. And it just suddenly dawned on me that, like, wait a second, this actually isn't just something that could be a dream. And yes, it could be a dream and I could park it to one side. But actually, I think it's telling me more than that. And so I've been going with the excitement from that dream, from that visioning, and really delving into it. So I've become a little bit obsessed with New York, I must admit. I've never been, and I've wanted to go for years. So I've been listening to playlists that keep that excitement going, that kind of connect me with New York in some way. So I've listened to some Sex and the City playlists. I love Sex and the City, and music from that. And kind of tapping into that high energy. I've gone out for a run and I've visioned working with this type of client. I've spoken with my own mastermind group about what this looks like, what my package is looking like, because I have the kind of bare bones of it. It would be working exactly as I am now, but in a more intense way, as a kind of an intensified strategy. But actually right now, before I get down to the ins and outs of taking each step of my dream, I'm really in that feeling zone. So I'm kind of focusing on that feeling of excitement, of positivity, of motivation. And for me, the way to manifest that and the way to sustain it is often through listening to music. So I've been starting off the day listening to my own playlists, and also some other playlists that have made me connect with this feeling of traveling to New York, of kind of the vision that I'm thinking around that. I've even made a vision board based on what my ideal client would look like. Now, that doesn't mean that ideal client, like, I now only work with people that look like this, but creating a vision board just means that we start to open our mind to what opportunities we're seeking. So mine is a certain way of working. It's a certain way of feeling. It's travel based. It's that kind of feeling of adventure as well. So then kind of linking that into the music that I'm listening to what I'm writing in my journal, to what I'm telling myself, to what I'm telling other people. You might notice on my social media, there might be some kind of wording that I'm using in the text that maybe I haven't before. And I've spoken more this week about international working, because that's something that I'm manifesting, that I'm working on. And a note on manifesting, I think sometimes people think of that word and you kind of automatically go to the person sitting with their legs crossed and their fingers touching and they're umming, and all of a sudden they've made £1 million. But that isn't the type of thing that I'm talking about. I'm talking about visioning, getting clear on where I want to head, what that lifestyle looks like for me and my family and my clients, but then taking action. So you have to take action to get what you want. But the more clear you get around what you want, I think I've spoken about this before, but there's a certain area of your brain called the reticular activating system, or RAS for short. And basically this is your part of your brain that filters out important information and gets rid of the stuff that you no longer need. So if you get clear on where you're heading, where you want to go, what your best life looks like, you're then going to spot opportunities for that, because your RAS is supporting you to look out for these opportunities. So I am pretty sure that soon I will see adverts for traveling to New York. There might be opportunities that come my way to, I don't know, present at a conference in New York or something. I'm pretty sure that the more that I put this out there, the more that I tell people, there are going to be opportunities. I'm going to start spotting more opportunities that have always been there, but it hasn't been of interest. And so my RAS in my brain has been filtering out all of this, whereas now I'm pretty sure that I'm going to start spotting it more. So I wanted you to kind of consider how you can increase your excitement this week. I think when we feel excited, we expand so much that we get so much more, we give so much more, and it just becomes a positive feedback loop. The more that we put out there, the more that we receive, the greater we feel, the more positive energy we have. We put that back out there, it comes back to us, and it kind of keeps on going that way. But then, like I said at the beginning, it's then making sure that we don't just continue on this upward trajectory, because that's very, very difficult to sustain. So it's then making sure that we have moments, and I'm having to say this and try and take my own advice too, we have moments where we pause, where we reflect. It's not stopping, it's just pausing, where we take a moment out. Maybe we go read a book, we go for a walk, we let our mind wander for a bit. So you're not constantly taking action, taking action, taking action. I wish you could see the video of this. I'm constantly waving my hands around, but it's not that kind of constant action. You need to pause to then recharge and then go to the next level. But I'm really feeling like I'm leveling up at the moment. And so I wanted to take you on this journey. And like I said at the beginning, when you feel excitement, when you feel energy, positivity, you have to share it. Because yes, some people will think, Christ, this again, or they might not be at the same place that you're at. And therefore, yeah, you might irritate them. There's a real risk that you're going to irritate people. But on the other side, you might lift people up, you might inspire them, you might motivate them, you might help them to increase their energy. And if you help to increase the energy of those around you, once again, that's going to come back to you as well. And so keep sharing it. Hopefully this episode has helped you to feel the energy that I'm having at the moment, the excitement that I've got, and for you to then think about how you can tap into your own excitement. Get excited for the small stuff. It doesn't have to be big. Find things that you can feel excited about every day. Tap into that, like grab it and increase your motivation. Share it with others. Let me know how you found this episode and what motivates you. What are you feeling excited about right now? Let's just grab it together. Grab life with both hands. I seriously mean that. If you can take one lesson away from this episode, it is to just go out there, live your best life, grab life with both hands. It's too short to do anything but. Have a fantastic week, and I will catch you in the next episode. Thanks for listening to today's episode. If you loved it, share it with at least 3 friends. Grab a screenshot, share, and don't forget to tag me. You can find me on all social channels at Dr. Rosie Mead. I'd love to support you further in your soulful high performance journey. Come and grab my free Success Without Stress starter kit. You can find the link in the show notes.